Hello, my guys, gals, and non-binary pals. So I was working on the video I talked about last week where I'm making an intro and outro card. Then I realized that my next upload date, which is when this is going up, is Valentine's Day. Like, I couldn't not do a Valentine's Day special, so that'll be pushed back a week. When I was trying to come up with the concept for Valentine's Day, all I could think about was Jackbox, because that's all my brain ever thinks about. There's this one game in there called Monsters Sinking Monsters, and so I wanted to draw cute monster couples. So I used two random generators to help make this easier for me. I used one to come up with the type of monsters I would have, and then I used one to establish what gender each person would be. If I got a 1, it would be a male for the first monster and then a female for the second. If I got 2, it would be male and then male. 3 is female and then male, and then 4 is female and female. Now I know there's many other possible relationships than just those 4, but I'm not going to make this more complicated than it needs to be. So for the first one, I got a zombie and a troll. Now I didn't want to do anything revolutionary with these designs, so especially the zombie is very basic. The zombie's so basic. For the troll, I was looking up stuff, and at first I wanted to do the type of troll that's kind of in this weird category with like ogres and giants and all those, where they're just like the exact same thing pretty much in pop culture. So I was going to do that kind of take on a troll, but then I figured one of those would come up later on. So to avoid that, I just went for like pretty much just the troll designs from Trolls. So for this piece, I was kind of thinking about how their relationship would work, like a zombie and a troll. How would they be together? And since zombies are like, kind of these mindless creatures, since she's very tiny, I thought, well, maybe he'll be like the brawn almost, and she'll be the brains of this relationship. So they help balance each other out and make it so they can kind of go through life more normally and make things a lot easier. So when I was coming up with the pose, I decided to have the most generic zombie pose ever. It's the most generic thing ever. And then have her on top kind of guiding him. Another thing I really want to focus on was having like a really big contrast between them, because a troll and a zombie, like especially like a DreamWorks troll and a zombie, why on earth would that happen? How? So I tried to lean into that more because they're so different. Like I made the zombie all cool colors and really dark and gray, and then for the troll I made it very warm colors and light, and that's it. And here's our first monster couple. For the next one, I got a demon and a bugbear, and then I got to have a male and a male. So I had this really funny idea earlier where, you know how people give each other like candy hearts for Valentine's Day? Well, since these are monsters, what if it was a real heart? So I gave myself the task of drawing an anatomical heart. So fun. So for these two, I kind of want to have them have like kind of similar aesthetics. But they're both, I don't want to say they're like Vikings, what's the word? They're like bad boys, I guess. I don't know. The bugbear gets like a ripped jean jacket. The demon originally had a leather jacket, but I forgot to shade it to make it look like leather, so maybe he's not a bad boy. I don't know how to describe the fashion sense I'm thinking other than bad boy. I had a lot of trouble figuring out like where to put the heart, because at first I was going to put inside this like heart box, because that's where like a lot of heart chocolates and candies and stuff are put in for Valentine's Day, but it kept not looking okay, so I changed it later on when inking, and I just make the bugbear holding it. I don't know about you, but bugbears they're popular in D&D, but they aren't the most popular monster. I had to look up a few references, but in the end it kind of just looks like a werewolf. I'm not gonna lie. It's fine though. He can be a werewolf if he wants to be. We don't need to define his monsterness. Another thing I really struggle with, I don't know why I can't do this, but I can't like draw people just standing still. I'm not standing still, just standing with their legs together doing nothing. It always looks awkward when I do it. I tried for a while to get that done, but I couldn't do it, so I just gave up honestly, and I cut off their legs. I kind of played around with the idea of maybe having them like, sitting down, but then I was too lazy to go back and do that, so it's fine. We don't need to talk about it. I think the legs would have been okay if it wasn't for having to draw bugbear feet, honestly. That was the biggest thing. So after the kerfuffle, the mishap with the feet, I just kind of gave up on this drawing, so I finished the coloring quickly, just did basic shading. I didn't even put that much effort into making sure the colors went well together. I was pretty much done with this. So for the next one, I got a Yeti and an Orc, and that they're both going to be female. Now, I was so excited for this one, right off the bat. I don't know why, but I was so excited to draw a Yeti and Orc couple. A Yeti and Orc lesbian couple. This was gonna be the best. I definitely knew earlier on that if I got one of those weird monsters I talked about where they're all pretty much the same thing, I wanted to do like the two dancing, I guess, so one would be holding the other. And since I started having them, I guess dancing, now that I think about it, no one dances like this. It's fine. It's some new kind of dance. We'll pretend. I guess people can dance like this, but I guess I was going for dipping, but then I forgot. Anyway, so since they're like dancing, I only could think of like a ball scenario, I guess. I don't know. My brain is not having good concepts today. Its association is so bad. So I draw them in fancy dresses. Maybe I just wanted to draw dresses, honestly. That's probably it. Overall, in this drawing, the biggest thing I struggled with was colors. So I had a lot of trouble making the hair and skin tone of the Yeti match well. And then the dress colors. Oh my god, the dress colors. I struggled so much. You don't even see it, but like, I went through so many different color palettes. I should have just gotten some set colors out first before starting, but instead I like edit the colors throughout this drawing 5 different times. I don't know how I feel about the end result, honestly. It's okay. When I get in with the shading, it gets better. It's less noticeable, but the whole Orc is much more green, like greenish blue, and then the Yeti's more blue, so it kind of looks off, but it's fine. In this drawing, I also want to make it look like, you know, they're having a lot of fun. They love each other. They're in love. They're having a great time. So I tried to really make them both look happy. I think I did okay. My style is so inconsistent right now. I'd say I'm going through a style crisis. Just between these 3 pieces, even between like 2 characters in one drawing, the way I draw certain things are so different. Feet are so inconsistent in these drawings. Who needs consistent? Who needs a style? Even like the shading just changes. It's fine though. I don't need consistent style. Who needs that? Overall, my favorite was definitely the Yeti and the Orc. And if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. I post every week on Sunday, so make sure you don't miss the next video. Make sure to follow all my social media in the description below. Except for Twitch, you don't have to follow that one. I don't even use it. And I'll see you all next week.